Well, hello and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. I tell you what, today we got some birthday shout outs. That's right, I got a birthday shout out. Going out to Norisa Geral. And that's because today is Tuesday, December the 15th, 2020. Happy birthday shout out going to you, Norisa, and it goes something like this. Hey, Norisa. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I'ma say. You know, you're one more year older today, so happy birthday to you, I say. Hey, Norisa. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. I hope everything's going your way. You know, it's another trip around the sun that you've made. So, happy birthday to you, I say, and many more. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, Norissa. All right, and then I got my Shen Show likes. Those are folks that like the Shen Show. Daily people. There's Tina Kleeschulte, Ashbrook, Jamie O'Driscoll, Martin Kelly, Leony Pedraza, Fernandez, Robert Manley, and my Pokey pals, Amanda Sue Little and Karen Sanders. These are the folks that likes the show over and over and over, don't you know? All right, how about our weather for the St. Charles local viewing area? That's right, cloudy skies for the remainder of the night with some flurries of snow or snow showers are quite possible. Lows around 27 degrees Fahrenheit with winds north-northeast at 5 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow night, Wednesday, the 16th of December, that is, partly cloudy skies, highs around 39 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies with lows around 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be west to northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then how about Thursday, December the 17th? Sunshine with highs around 43 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be light and variable, meaning southwest at about 4 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies overnight with lows around 26 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be south to southeast at about 5 miles per hour. Friday, December the 18th. More clouds than sun. Highs around 51 degrees Fahrenheit with winds south to southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies overnight with lows near 40 degrees Fahrenheit and winds are going to be south to southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, December the 19th. Cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Slight chances of rain showers with a high near 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then a few clouds are going to be uh, rolling on in overnight with lows around 27 degrees Fahrenheit. And winds are going to be light and variable. And then, how about Sunday? Sunday, December the 20th. Some clouds in the morning will give way to mainly sunny skies overnight. I mean, sunny skies for the afternoon. Highs around. If we've got sunny skies overnight, things are really getting strange, folks. Anyway, highs around 50 degrees Fahrenheit with winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies with lows near 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then one more day, we'll just kick off Monday. Monday, December the 21st. Sunshine along with some cloudy intervals. Highs around 57 degrees Fahrenheit with winds west to southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then mostly clear skies overnight with lows around 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that, my friends, kills the weekend, which, whoa, I'm in the wrong position. I hate this position. This disposition. Boy, that could have caused some issues. I was trying to bring my feet down a little bit, but instead I brought my back of my chair back, which could cause me to go jumping all out of sorts. And I don't want to jump all out of sorts. Hey, you know what? Stretchy jeans are back around, and well, I was taking a look at some because, well, I really like the stretchy jeans. But the only problem I'm having with the stretchy jeans is they're all cut for women, none cut for men. And, well, that's just a problem with me because I um, I can't fit them right, you know, and very uncomfortable for a man. And being in the wheelchair, I can't sit in them all the time. Now, the jeans that they're making, I mean, they're stretchy jeans. They're more like sweats or something like that, of that nature. They look like they've got pockets and everything, but they're real stretchy pants. They no zipper, no button, really. I mean, it's tacked on the front. So, they're pretty much a pair of sweats that look like jeans, blue denim. And well, that's what I was looking for, but no crotch room. So, speaking of crotch, uh, they that just brought up something to me in the movie. Uh, 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 what women want. The what are the people that make sure that everything is right in the movie so that they don't get too crass or they don't get too nasty. The not editors. Anyway, they're the ones that go around cleaning it up to make sure that it doesn't talk dirty for kids' sake. Okay? Well, they took out. I mean, I've got the video, and the video. Um, I don't know. He moves. He makes a move, and Helen Hunt sees the move and she goes, "Oh, I just looked at his crotch." Okay. Then the people that clean it all up, they changed the word for television. They changed the word from crotch to penis. Go figure. Can somebody explain that one to me? A crotch is a region. Male or female have crotch. It's a region. But only men have a penis, and well, that's just not. You don't change it from that to that. It's just not. It's backwards. It's backwards. Anyway, that being said, I don't know what to talk about. Every now and again, I talk about stuff. Well, that was like when I had my um, Shen Show likes up here a while ago. Robert Manley, he wrote on my thing, "I agree with you 100%." And then I put on there which part, and he says, "Whatever you're saying." So I was like, okay, well, there are some things that do need to be said that don't get said enough. The vaccines are out there, and I was looking at World Watch. That's why I mentioned it. World Watch coronavirus cases. Over throughout the whole world, there are 73,790,582 cases of coronavirus. Those are cases. And there over the whole world, there are 1,640,624 deaths. Okay. There are 51,802,842 recovered. These are folks that have survived the uh, the coronavirus. Now, at this point in time, there are 20,034,000 or 24 or 20,347,116 active cases with a mild conditions as 20,229,489 cases with a 99.4%, and then the serious and critical are 117,627 people. This is around the world. These are not just United States numbers. These are around the world numbers. And then if you got closed cases, these are cases that have everybody has went through the virus. They went started from the beginning of it and went through to the end of it. Recovered 51,802,842, and the number of deaths is 1,640,624. That's 3% of the people that have had the coronavirus have passed from the coronavirus. Not necessarily. Those are the numbers that Worldometer has. Now, I like Worldometer, and the only reason I like Worldometer is because they give you numbers about everything. It's not like they're just running COVID numbers. Worldometer.info, worldometers.info. And like it's how about the population of the world? Here you go. 7,832,392,960, 70, 74, 75, 78, 9, 80, and so on. And then they've got the current number of births this year is 134 million. And the number of births today is 32,795. And the number of deaths this year is 56,368,149. So, and deaths today, 134 million, or no, 134,715, 16, 18, 19, 20. Anyway, net population growth this year, 77,000, no, 77,898,000. So they just keep going on and on. They've got public health expenditures, public education expenditures, public military expenditures, cars produced, um, computers produced, bicycles produced, new book titles published, newspapers circulated, TV sets sold, cellular phones and that are sold, money spent on video games, internet users in the world today, emails sent today, blog posts written, um, tweets sent, Google's searches today. I mean, they've got numbers of everything. Food, undernourished people in the world, overweight people in the world, obese people in the world, people who died of hunger today, money spent on obesity-related diseases, money spent on weight loss programs. It's all in here. I mean, if you want to know something, you go over here and you get the numbers that you're wanting, um, that you can get. It's just um, how about abortions this year? 40 million, yeah, 40,802,883, 4, 5, 7, 7, 8 deaths of months, deaths of mothers during having a birth this year, 29,212. Deaths caused by HIV, deaths caused by cancer, deaths caused by um, malaria, cigarettes smoked today. Oh my gosh, look at that number climbing. Deaths caused by smoking this year, deaths caused by alcohol, suicides this year. Yeah, suicide rate is up, by the way, this year from last year. But anyway, all these things are on Worldometer. So you can check it out. And if you want to find out numbers about whatever, then you can just go there and find out. Anyway, I was going to sing a song, but I don't know what it is. I've been singing a song all day long. Don't know what it is, don't know where it came from. I've been singing a song. Oh, my lights came on. The ones outside. Oh, it's Christmas lights and they came right on. The ones that are on my old front yard lawn. Yeah, that's right. I got Joseph, Mary in the barn, where the baby Jesus was born. There on the front porch, arranging the manger. Oh, that's where the baby was born. Oh, Joseph and Mary in the barn. All right, that nativity scene, you know. Anyway, let's see, where are we going? How about a song? Do we know? Do you know? Do you know what song I should sing now? Oh, the bells I sang yesterday. Oh, the ring-a-ding-a-ding-ding-day. How about song lyrics, chestnuts roasting on an open fire? I think it's called Winter Wonderland, the Christmas song. I think it's Winter Wonderland, but anyway. Nat King Cole, and they just called it the Christmas song. A chestnut's roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. And folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. Oh, and so I'm offering this simple praise to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And so I'm offering this simple praise to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, a Merry Christmas to you. All right, and the other one is song lyrics, "Walking in a Winter Wonderland," and it might just be Winter Wonderland. No, it is walking. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, a walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is a bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, whoa, 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 then pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when we're in town. And later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face us unafraid to the plans that we made, a walking in the winter wonderland. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? and children sing. The snow is glistening. Mm, do, do, do. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in the winter wonderland. I said, gone away. Here's the bluebird, here to stay. Here's a new bird. Oh, he sings a love song as we go along, walking in the winter wonderland. And in the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman. Yes, until the other kids knock him down. Oh, hey, later on, we'll conspire as we dream, sitting by the fire to face unafraid all the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. I go down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a song request, but I don't know what to do with it because problem with it is I still don't know it. I've been listening to it to get the rhythm. To get the rhythm, got to have rhythm because if you don't got your rhythm, you can't sing your song right. Well, that's the problem. Hey, though, looks like the clock is ticking, and it looks like it's time for some sort of a program. As a matter of fact, I watched a movie today with the person that does this guy's story. Anyway, let's see, what are we gonna do? It's a Hans Christian Andersen, I think. I don't know. I'm getting tired, kids. Hey, kids, are you ready for the bedtime story? We'll gather around the old TV because it's time for the TV Grandpa to tuck you in. That's right, it's time for TV Grandpa to say goodnight. We're going to read The Bell, I think. We'll see how long The Bell is. Yeah, we'll read The Bell. The Bell Fairy Tale, a short story by Hans Christian Andersen. Once upon a time, people said, the evening bell is sounding, the sun is setting, for a strange, wondrous tone was heard in the narrow streets of a large town. It was like the sound of a church bell, but it was only heard for a moment. For the rolling of the carriages and the voices of the multitudes made too great a noise. Those persons who were walking outside the town, where the houses were further apart, with gardens or little fields between them, could see the evening sky still better, and heard the sound of the bell much more distinctly. It was as if the tones came from a church in the still forest. People looked thitherward, and felt their minds attuned most solemnly. A long time passed, and people said to each other, I wonder if there is a church out in the woods. So the bell has a tone that is wondrous sweet. Let us stroll thither and examine the matter nearer. And the rich people drove out and the poor walked. But the way seemed strangely long to them, and when they came to a clump of willows which grew on the skirts of the forest, they sat down and looked up at the long branches and fancied they were now in the depth of the green wood. The confectioner of the town, came out and set up his booth there, and soon after came another confectioner, who hung a bell over his stand as a sign of ornament. But it had no clapper, and it was tarred over to preserve it from the rain. And when all the people returned home, they said it had been a very romantic, and that it was quite a different sort of thing to a picnic or tea party. There were three persons who asserted they had part penetrated to the end of the forest, and that they had always heard the wonderful sounds of the bell, but it had seemed to them as if it had come from the town. One wrote a whole poem about it, and said the bell sounded like the voice of a mother to a good dear child, and that no melody was sweeter than the tones of the bell. The king of the country was also observant of it, and vowed that he could discover whence the sound proceeded, and should have the title of universal bell ringer, e- even if it were not really a bell. Many persons now went to the wood for the sake of getting the place. But one only returned with a sort of explanation, for nobody went far enough, that one not further than the others. However, he said that the sound proceeded from a very large old owl in a hollow tree, a sort of learned owl that continually knocked his head against the branches. But whether the sound came from his head or from the hollow tree, that no one could say with certainty. So now he got the place of universal bell ringer, and wrote yearly a short treatise on the owl. But everybody was just as wise as before. It was the day of confirmation. The clergyman had spoken so touchingly. The children who were confirmed had been greatly moved, and it was an eventful day for them. From children they became all at once up persons. It was as if their infant souls were now to fly all at once into persons with more understanding. The sun was shining gloriously, and the children that had been confirmed went out of the town, and from the woods was borne towards them the sound of the unknown bell with wonderful distinctness. They all immediately felt a wish to go together, all except three. One of them had to go home to try on a ball dress, for it was just the dress and the ball which had caused her to be confirmed this time, for otherwise she would not have come. And the others was a poor boy who had borrowed his coat and boots to be confirmed in from the innkeeper's son, and he was to give them back by a certain hour. The third said that he never went to a strange place, and if his parents were not with him, that he had always been a good boy here too, and would still be so now that he was confirmed, and that one ought not to laugh at him for it. And the others, however, did make fun of him after all. There were three, therefore, that did not go, The others hastened off. The sun shone, the birds sang, and the children sang too, and each held the other by the hand, for as yet they had none of them any high office, and were all of equal rank in the eyes of God. But two of the youngest soon grew tired, and both returned to town. Two little girls sat down and twined garlands, so they did not go either. And when the others reached the willow tree, where the confectioner's was, they said, "Now we are there." In reality, the bell does not exist. It is only a fancy that people have taken into their heads. At the same moment the bell sounded deep in the woods, so clear and solemnly that 5 or 6 determined to penetrate somewhat further. It was so thick and the foliage so dense that it was quite fatiguing to proceed. Woodruff and anemones grew almost too high. Anemones grew almost too high. Blooming convolvulus and blackberry bushes hung in low garland from tree to tree, where the nightingale sang, and sunbeams were playing. It was very beautiful, but it was no place for the girls to go, and their clothes would get so torn that large blocks of stone lay there overgrown with moss of every color. The fresh spring forth and bubbled forth and made a strange gurgling sound. "That surely can't be the bell," said one of the children, lying down and listening. "That must be looked that this must be looked to." So he remained and let the others go on without him. They afterwards came to a little house made of branches and the bark of the trees. A large wild apple tree bent over it, as it would shower down all its blessings on the roof, where the roses were blooming, the long stems twined around the gable, on which there hung a small bell. Was it that which people had heard? Yes, everybody was unanimous on the subject, except one, who said that bell was too small and too fine to be heard at so great a distance, and besides, it was different tone. It was very different tones to those that could move a human heart in such a manner. It was a king's son who spoke, wherein the others said, "Such people always want to be wiser than everybody else." Now they let him go on alone, and as he went, his breast was filled more and more with the forest solitude. But he still heard the little bell, with which the others were so satisfied, and now and then, when the wind blew, he could also hear the people singing who were sitting at tea where the confectioner had his tent. But the deep sound of the bell rose louder. It was almost as if an organ were accompanying it, and the tones came from the left hand, the side where the heart is placed. A rustling was heard in the bushes, and a little boy stood before the king's son, a boy in wooden shoes, and with so short a jacket that one could see what long wrists he had. Both knew each other. The boy was that one among the children who could not come because he had to go home and return his jacket and boots to the innkeeper's son. This he had done, and was now going on in wooden shoes and in his humble dress, for the bell sounded with so deep a tone and with such strange power that proceeded he must. "Why, then, we can go together," said the king's son. But the poor child that had been confirmed was quite ashamed. He looked at his wooden shoes, pulled at his short sleeves and his jacket, and said that he was afraid he could not walk so fast. Besides, he thought that the bell must be looked for to the right, for that was the place where all sorts of beautiful things were to be found. "But there we shall not meet," said the king's son, nodding at the same time to the poor boy, who went into the part, thickest part of the woods, where thorns tore his humble dress and scratched his face and hands and feet till they bled. The king's son got some scratches too, but the sun shone on his path, and it is him that we will follow, for he was an excellent and resolute youth. "I must and will find the bell," said he, "even if I am obliged to go to the end of the world." The ugly apes sat upon the trees and grinded. "Shall we thrash him?" and grinned. "Shall we thrash him?" said they. "Shall we thrash him? He is the son of the king." But on he went without being disheartened, deeper and deeper into the woods where the most wonderful flowers were growing. There stood white lilies with blood red stamina, sky blue tulips, which shone as they waved in the winds, an apple tree, the apples of which looked exactly like large soap bubbles, so only think how the trees must have sparkled in the sunshine. Around the nicest green meads were the deer, where the deer were playing in the grass grew magnificent oaks and birches, and if the bark of one of the trees was cracked, there grass and long creeping plants grew in the crevice, and there were large calm lakes there too, in which white swans were swimming, and beat the air with their wings. The king's son often stood still and listened. He thought the bell sounded from the depths of the still lake, but then he remarked again that the tone proceeded not far from there, but further off from out the depths of the forest. The sun now set. The atmosphere glowed like fire. It was still in the woods, so very still, and he fell on his knees, sung his evening hymn, and said, "I cannot find what I seek. The sun is going down and night is coming, the dark night. Yet perhaps I may be able once more to see the round red sun before he entirely disappears. I will climb up yonder rock." And he seized a hold of the creeping plants and the roots of trees, climbed up the moist stone where the water snakes were weathering and the toads were croaking, and he gained the summit before the sun had quite gone down. How magnificent was the sight from his height! The sea, the great and glorious sea, that dashed its long waves against the coast, was stretched out before him, and yonder, where sea and sky met, stood the sun, like a large shining altar, all melted together in the most glowing colors, and the wood and the sea sang a song of rejoicing, and his heart sang with the rest. All the nature was a vast, holy church, in which the trees and the buoyant clouds were the followed pillars, flowers and grass, the velvet carpeting, and heaven itself, the large cupola. The red colors above faded away as the sun vanished, but a million stars were lighted, and million lamps shone. The king's son spread out his arms towards heaven. The wood and the sea, when at the same moment, coming by a path to the right, appeared in his wooden shoes and jacket the poor boy who had been confirmed with him. He had followed his own path, and had reached the spot just as soon as the son of the king had done. They ran towards each other, and stood together, hand in hand, in the vast church of nature and of poetry, while over them sounded the invisible holy bell. Pleased spirits floated around them, and lifted up their voices in a rejoicing hallelujah. Hey, there you go. That was the Bell Fairy Tale, a story by Hans Christian Andersen. Okay, that looks like it brings us to our daily bread portion of the program now. Good night, kids. Glad that I got a chance to read to you. I will see you soon. I'm not sure when. Christmas. Christmas, I guess. I'll see you on Christmas. Don't flop. Just be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. All right. Anyway, today's daily bread portion of the program, the devotion is gentle speech. And our reading today is going to be 2 Timothy 2:22 through 26. The daily bread portion of the program is brought to us today by the Bible with Briscoe 2020. The Bible with Briscoe 2020 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. So today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2020 is Amos 1 through 3 and Revelation 6. So don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2020 to get your daily reading of the Bible. Okay, gentle speech, 2 Timothy 2:22 through 26. Flee the evildoers, flee the evil desires of youth, and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace, along with those who call on the Lord out of a pure heart. Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels. And the Lord's servants must not be quarrelsome, but must be kind to everyone, able to teach, and not resentful. Opponents must be gently instructed in the hope that God will grant them repentance, leading them to a knowledge of the truth, and that they will come to their senses and escape from the trap of the devil, who has taken them captive to do his will. Uh-huh. There you go. 2 Timothy 2:22 through 26. That confirms something that I heard earlier. Anyway, that was a confirmation. Anyway, that was the end of the daily bread portion of the program, which was brought to us today by the Bible with Briscoe 2020. The Bible with Briscoe 2020 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Don't forget to catch up with your daily reading of the Bible to be completed uh, each and every day. That's it for the Shen Show. I've got one more song for you, and it goes something like this. Well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends, goodbye. This has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show, and as always, God loves you and so do I. So come back and see me tomorrow because, well, hey, I'll be here and I hope that you are too.